Welcome back to the garden, but we're not out in the garden today. We're actually sitting at my desk. So I'm going to try to see how this works, recording inside. It is winter after all. So today I want to talk a little bit about seed starting. I'm not going to go crazy into a ton of details because I've seen so many people doing this already. I imagine it gets a little boring after a while, but let me show you a couple of things. So I've been growing cut flowers for a few years already. And this year, I'd like to go in a little bit deeper because I would like to try to sell some bouquets this year. So a couple of books that I've been using for years are Florette's Cut Flower Garden and Lisa Mason Ziegler's The Cut Flower Handbook. And I understand that Sarah Raven has a cut flower book coming out soon. And you can see I have, lots of tabs on all the things, trying to make sure I'm doing the right thing. What I'm not prepared to do, I really don't have a dedicated refrigerator. So in order to harvest and then hold off until, I would have pickups, I have to figure that out. So the main catalogs that I get seeds from are Johnny's. Sorry, Johnny's. And Select Seeds. And Select Seeds is right here in Connecticut. Look at that beautiful cover. So what I've done is I've made a bunch of sheets to break my, well, actually, let me show you this first. So I use these pouches, and I think I first saw Erin, the impatient gardener, use these, and they're very helpful. So it's just, two-sided pockets. I'll see if I can find where I got them and link them below. So I just marked them, 10 to 12 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks. I'm having trouble figuring out the camera. 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then direct sow. So I have them separated by, what needs to be started 10 to 12 weeks. So in this case, I have wallflower, I have geranium, pelargonium, maverick apple blossom, I have maverick salmon. I have this from last year, blue vervain. I've been putting in my conservation area, trying to get this to grow in that wild area. Echinacea purpurea and Dalmatian peach foxglove. And those are pelleted. I also have some snapdragons that I want to get started, but I've got a vacation coming up and I don't want to leave these things unattended. So I'm debating about when to start what. So let me see if I can figure out how to, I don't know if I can do a screen share. So let me stop, or let me just show you the sheets that I've made, and then I'm going to put them up separately. So here's a sheet. Whoops. Okay. 10 to 12 weeks. So I have coneflowers, wild bergamot, another monarda. I hope you can see. Whoops. Poppy. The geranium apple blossom. There's the wallflower. There's the foxglove, and that's a lemon mint monarda. And there's the vervain. So what I've done is I've made sheets. I'm holding this in front of my face so I can't see. I've made sheets that show what gets started 10 to 12 weeks before my last frost. So 8 to 10 weeks is snapdragons and sweet William. Whoops. So now I did buy plugs from Farmer Bailey for these two, which there's a Madam Butterfly mix and a Madam Butterfly pink. There's 2 sweet Williams, and I think I still have some that are going to come back. This, I'm really having a problem with this, sorry. Plum Blossom, Snapdragon, Cherry Twist, that one's from Baker Creek. This one is Chantilly Light Salmon. This is Bronze with White, Madam Butterfly. Cherry Bronze, Madam Butterfly Rose, Can Light Bronze, and Avignon Costa Apricot. So those get started, you can see, 8 to 10 weeks before my last frost. Next one, 6 to 8 weeks. So we've got hollyhocks, agastache, which again I put in my conservation area, bells of Ireland. Whoops. I'm really doing a bad job with this. I apologize. Got to see if I could do a screen share instead. I've got celosia down here, rose gold, crystal beauty, terracotta, ageratum, amaranth. This is sunset Goldilocks. So starting at the top left is mahogany splendor. 6 to 8 weeks. I got that from Johnny's. Next to it, you have bells of Ireland. I also got that from Johnny's. Takes 20 days to germinate. Next is agastache, which is a perennial for me. And I like to put more of that, again, in my conservation area behind my house, trying to prevent weeds from just taking over. Hollyhock, this is one called Creme de Cassis that I got from Baker Creek. Second row, I have 2 lupins. The one on the left is Sundial lupin, and the one next to it is Russell Blend. And I've had pretty good luck with lupins, but I've mostly been, well, I did do a bunch from seed actually, and I do have some that I bought as plants. Next is Saponaria. I tried to do this last year. It did not come up at all. I think if you're doing it inside, it's 6 to 8 weeks. If you are going to plant it outside, it's like 2 to 3 weeks before it lasts for us. Next is Corinth. Sorry. I have really good luck with Corinth. I love that. It's a great cut flower. Third row is Ageratum. Again, something I always grow. It's a great filler. And then I've got a couple of celosias, terracotta. Oh no, wait, those are the amaranths. I apologize. Sunset Goldilocks that I got from Select Seeds is the middle one. And then Green Thumb is one I'm going to try this year. So I'm excited about that. And then I have some celosias on the bottom, terracotta that I got from Johnny's, and Crystal Beauty that I also got from Johnny's. And then I'm going to do Rose Gold from Floret. I still have some other florets. I have Sponge Sugar. I have Texas Plume Summer Sherbet Mix and Pink Champagne, but I think I'm gonna have to be judicious in what I'm planting because I don't have a ton of room. I don't have a lot of open area. I also am going to be putting in marigolds, and I'm going to be doing French marigolds because I have nematodes around my peonies where I had to pull out my Cotinus smoke bushes. And I understand if you grow them, turn them under, they help with the nematodes. So I'm going to try it. Who knows? Next up is 5 to 6 weeks. So the top row, and I'm hoping this is a little easier to see than my trying to hold this in front of the camera, is Seeker Pastel Blue. I got this from Johnny's, the status, and then Seeker Blue next to it, Johnny's Pastel Mix, and then Forever Happy. And those are all from Johnny's Seeds. And I did both the last two last year and had really good luck with them. The second row is Cinnamon Basil. Again, I really like that for filler. Sahara, been growing that, and that did come back for me actually. Cosmos, Double Click Bicolor Violet is really probably my favorite. Then I've got what is that? Earl Grey Larkspur. I haven't had great luck with that, but next row is Mrs. Burns Lemon Basil, and I got that from Flower Hill Farm last year, so I still have some seeds. Starflower, I'm going to try this year. It's a scabiosa. I've actually never done that. It says transplant 4 to 6 weeks before last frost, barely cover as light aids germination. Again, I got that from Johnny's. And then I have Nigella down there. And like I said, I haven't had great luck with Nigella, and I'm actually now going to do that. I'm going to move that to my direct seed. I also have some Origeron that I just got, and because that, I really love that, and I never see it. So we'll see how that one goes. Next up is my largest category, which would be zinnias. So starting at the top left, we have Linen from Johnny's, Ballerina from Johnny's, Queen Lime with Blush from Johnny's, Zinnia Alpenglow from Florette. The next row is Queenie Lemon Peach, also from Johnny's, Golden Hour from Florette, and at the far right is Bennery's Giant Carmine Rose. Then the third row, starting at the left, is Bennery's Giant Wine, Bennery's Giant Salmon Rose, Bennery's Giant White, and Bennery's Giant Coral. And then the last row is Bennery's Giant Lime. Oh, did I just say that? Coral. Then Giant Lime, then Giant Lilac, Queenie Formula Mix, and Queenie Red Lime. Now, I'm going to do these in succession this year. Normally, I don't, but because I want to sell them, I am going to do them in a succession and see how that works. So I'm going to start some inside, and then I'm going to direct seed. Now, I do have some others. Last year, I did Ballerina. It was nice. I also did Aurora. I liked them, but I'm not going to do them, I think, this year. I also have from Florette, I still have seeds for Dawn Creek Blush and for Precious Metals. But I also, again, I only have so much room to do this kind of stuff. And then last but not least would be direct seeding. And of course, that's also succession seeding. So I've got marigolds, I've got strawflower, and I've got sunflowers. So those will all be direct seeded, hopefully make my life a little simpler. But with the between the voles and the rabbits, it's really a constant struggle to keep things from being eaten, including the dahlia tubers, which I usually start inside. Right now, they're happy in the garage. So I'm going to put these sheets up also, but again, just to kind of finish off. So I've got a sheet for plugs. What did I buy as plugs? Or small plants, bog sage I already have. This is another geranium, goldenrod fireworks, Joe Pye weed, gateway. I have phlox, Gina, another phlox, Madam Butterfly pink. I mentioned already, Madam Butterfly mix. I did buy Lysianthus. I did buy some stock as plugs also. Here's another Lysianthus. I did buy Salvia Love and Wishes and Phlox Creme Brulee. I've had no luck starting that one from seed. I don't know why. Then I also made a sheet for annual plants. Most of these are all proven winners that I buy reliably year after year after year. The next one I made a sheet for filler flowers, and I already showed you these. So we've got the basil, the basil, cinnamon basil. We've got status here across the top. Buplurum, feverfew, cosmos, bells of Ireland, ageratum. These are all things that I use. Now, having said that, I also always use, I have hydrangeas, I have roses, I have spireas, I have, oh my gosh, I have phlox, lots of annual phlox. I have grasses, I have lots of evergreen foliage. I have a lot of other stuff that I have year round. Hosta leaves, brunnera, hellebores, heuchera, you name it. So I have a lot of other things, which I think will give me a little bit of a heads up or an advantage because I already grow all of these perennials. So adding in annuals, I think will give me nice base life on a lot of things. So here again, I just made a sheet showing perennials like feverfew, like buplurum. Those seem to come back. I have Agastaki that comes back every year. Sahara comes back. Joe Pye weed, goldenrod, bee balm. I have a lot of different phloxes. I have comb flowers all over. So I have those that I can add in. And then I made a sheet for fall colors. So, as the year progresses, I want to make sure I'm going to have, enough color towards the end of the year. Will I have enough, sunflowers? Will I have enough zinnias? I should, So that's where we are. Let me put those sheets up a little clearer so you can see them. Again, here's a close-up just so you can stop and zoom it if you want of the sheets that I was just talking about, filler flowers, annual flowers, the plugs I bought, what I consider perennials that I'm either adding or I have that I'll be able to use for bouquets, and then what is going to be good for fall flowers. So one last thing that I want to talk about. So this is the Select Seeds catalog. Okay. Whoops. Select Seeds catalog. Now, what they do have available, if you don't want to do seeds, they also have some of their plants are available as 3-pack plugs. And I have used these before and with great success. Their stuff is really top quality. Now, not everything is available that way, but just FYI, there are a lot of things that are available. And in this instance, the Queenie Red Lime, is available as 3-pack plug. Oh gosh, sorry. Okay, so that's one example. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about from the Johnny's catalog is one of the new things that I'm going to try is this lemon mint right here. So let me read you what it says. Vigorous wildflower blooms with citrus scent, towers of bright lavender, 1.5 to 2 inch blooms on straight and thin yet sturdy stems, unusual and easy to use cut flower. The blooms and leaves are edible, though the leaves are intensely spicy. Native to the U.S., 30 to 38 inches tall, and great for cutting, good for pollinators. And one, I like the color. I think it's going to be very interesting. Something a little different. I'm not a big fan of bee balm because it spreads all, well, the old varieties spread all over. A lot of the new ones don't. But again, I have an area that surrounds my property that if I don't control, those weeds will literally invade my entire yard. So I try and kind of stay on top of that. That is pretty much, I think, where I'm going to leave it. I do get other catalogs. Prairie Moon has great natives, and I might order some more plugs from them. Last year I got the blue vervain. I got some wild bergamot. I got sporobolus from them. Some took better than others. So that's where I'm at as far as seed starting for this year. I'm going to get started soon. I'm in the process of washing things. I'm trying to be better this year. Normally I'm really bad about that. I'm going to try and get everything washed out and cleaned up. In the basement, the light down there is really not great. I have a very nice setup for seed starting with lights and, whatever. And if you want, I'll show it to you, but it's kind of dingy down there or whatever. I do have some plants down there now that I have under lights that I'm just trying to, I have a bunch of begonias that I'm just trying to get, and geraniums that I'm just trying to get to manage through the winter. So I hope you have a great day. Let me know what you're starting and when you're starting. And please subscribe, hit the like button. It really does make a difference. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a great weekend.